With Nintendo Studios and Nintendo Pictures, two companies that Nintendo have made in aids to push their upcoming movies, you gotta think, why would they make all of this just for two franchises, being the Super Mario Bros. Movie franchise and the Legend of Zelda movie franchise? And with reports claiming Illuminations are pitching a Nintendo cinematic universe, we can all hope to see more of our favorite franchises like Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem, F-Zero, and more come to the big screen. And with Nintendo President Shintaro Furukawa saying more movies based on Nintendo IP are coming to create a constant release cadence, a Smash movie is more about when and not if. We've even had this official graphic showing that more movies are on the way. And if the movie is anything like the cutscenes from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, then we're all in for a ride. A Kirby Air Ride! Well, let's just hope Kirby isn't as overpowered in this series. Now, I've done some extensive research, and here's what a Super Smash Bros. Movie could look like. First, let's talk about characters. The story of a Super Smash Bros. Movie will totally be dependent on what characters in the NCU, if you will, have their schedules free and can participate and exist. From the Super Mario universe, we have
Rosalina and Luma, Bowser Jr., Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Diddy Kong, Luigi, Bowser, Peach, and Mario!
And we technically have Piranha Plant available, and Ludwig's name can be seen on Bowser's piano, so we know he technically exists in the Mario universe, but for now I'd count them out, as introducing any Bowser kids would just oversaturate the roster with Mario characters. And we don't want that now, do we? And as vocal as we all know the Piranha Plant can be, I'm not sure it's their time in the spotlight just yet. And we've already got a great Mario song we could put in the movie.
Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step and then again. Let's do the Mario all together now.
As Zelda characters go, it's hard to say as we don't know too much about the movie, but as of today, characters we can almost guarantee on are
Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf.
And I already hear your mind ponder about how an animated movie and a live-action one could ever come together. And simply put, they'd be animated. And this may be the first time an actor is in a movie without any need of any voice acting, but who knows, maybe they'll need him to record an extra grunt or something. Maybe the movie teleports all the characters into a new world that features an animation that melds all these different characters together, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna talk about a potential storyline later. Next up is Pokemon. Now, this one is a little complicated as the only live-action Pokemon movie is Detective Pikachu and doesn't fall under Nintendo Studios. Instead, the movie was made by Legendary Pictures, Warner Bros. Pictures, Pokemon, and Toho. But look, I'm sure they're friends and they'd happily lend a helping hand to make the Smash Bros. Movie. Pokemon famously like other companies, right? Well, anyways, indulge me here and let's skip over this hurdle for now. If they were to be ever so kind and pull from this line of movies, yes, another one is coming, we'd already have
Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Charizard.
Now, Charizard wasn't a main character in the movie per se, but I'd still say he had a bigger role in the movie than Rita Ora or Diplo. Now, with a franchise like Pokemon, it'd be quite hard to have Pokemon play any kind of role on their own in a movie, so maybe Justice Smith's Tim could be somewhat of a
Pokemon trainer
type character in the Smash movie and own multiple Pokemon. And to be honest, the Smash roster does need a little bit of spice added to it, apart from Ganondorf and the dark-skinned Ulcer villager Inkling. And even though Tim starts off not liking Pokemon, maybe Detective Pikachu 2 could see him actually have some. Another character we could see quite soon is
Olimar,
who is definitely looking likely, as we have been getting some Pikmin teasers recently with the Pikmin free shorts and that baby short that we definitely all thought was Rosalina. What do you mean I was the only one? Pikmin has been teased everywhere, from the appearances in the real-life Nintendo parks across the world to Shigeru Miyamoto in an interview with IGN who spoke on the matter. Obviously not saying too much, but generally being open to the idea.
I'm currently editing now, and the life of a struggling games journalist means that I haven't been able to make this video as quick as I can. But during the editing process, I've realized from IGN that Starfox could possibly be in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So, last minute addition, Starfox, possibly.
So currently, these are, in my opinion, the most likely candidates we currently have for a Smash movie. Now, you'll have to indulge me yet again, as obviously, by the time a Smash movie comes around, you'd like to think we'd have a few more Nintendo movies to pull from. But if they want to go down a somewhat similar route to Marvel, and pull a Electro and Blade and Deadpool and Wolverine on us, then there are some other media we could pull from. Had you possibly already had heard about this before? There was an anime based off of Kirby, Animal Crossing, F-Zero, and Fire Emblem, which featured characters from the roster
Kirby, Meta Knight, King DDD, Captain Falcon, Marth, and Villager.
It's hugely unlikely they pull from any of these, especially since the Fire Emblem anime was cancelled after 2 episodes, and the others were only ever really popular in the early 2000s. But it is something to take a note of. Also, if we did start pulling from these, that means shows like Captain N and the Game Master are available to pull from, and I know you don't want to see Pit looking like this.
We'll start switching immediately!
As for third-party characters, it is unlikely that for Nintendo's flagship Avengers Echo that we would see any of them. But we all know by now, I love to indulge. Even though if it's not in the first movie, here are some characters that could pop up in a future Smash Bros. Movie.
Sonic,
From his own line of movies could definitely come in at the end, similar to how he appeared in Subspace Emissary.
Snake,
Could make an appearance if the Metal Gear Solid movie gets out of development hell, and worth noting that Oscar Isaac is apparently not playing the role of Solid Snake anymore.
Ryu, and Ken.
Are appearing in the Street Fighter movie next year, so could we see them go toe-to-toe with Mario and Luigi?
Mega Man,
Is said to have a movie in the works over at Netflix. We'll have to see when it comes out and if it lines up with any potential Smash Bros. Movie in the future, but I'd love to see it. And not like this.
We're locked in.
Bayonetta,
Had an anime movie in 2013, but I'd love to see her have her own movie first. Could this be Nintendo's first teen or higher rated movie?
Pac-Man,
Has multiple animated shows and his movie's development has said to be stalled.
Richter,
Appears in the Netflix anime with Simon nowhere to be seen, but that's obviously because he's too busy in Videoland in Captain N the Game Master.
Cloud, and Sephiroth.
Definitely have a small chance to be in the Smash movie, especially as the series does need more villains, but the movies are a bit more closely tied to the game than being blockbuster box office movies themselves.
Joker,
Seems unlikely as Persona 5 typically stays in its own lane and the anime and character might not be as marketable to the worldwide audience. And the same goes for the next character.
Hero,
The next 2 characters
Kazuya, and Terry.
can be lugged in together too, as they both have some live action movies in the early 2000s, but most likely we'll see an appearance in the Smash movie.
Steve,
Defo could be in the Smash movie, minus the more realistic live action version of the guy, but would also mean Jack Black would have to voice 2 characters. And then there's...
Sora,
no. And now we've finalized what characters could appear in the movie, kinda. Let me explain options for what kind of story we could see, and I'm gonna start with the least likely one first. Smash 64's opening shows toys come to life to battle it out in a kid's bedroom, and as cool of a concept this is, I'd hate to see a Nintendo version of Toy Story. And also, what innocent Nintendo fan would have a toy Bayonetta in their room? Oh wait, probably all of them. This storyline would be a great way to market amiibos. But then again, there'd be no reason for all of the Nintendo movies that exist leading up to this Smash movie. I actually kind of hated this idea when I was writing it down, but the more I think of it, the more I kind of am coming round to it. And if you disagree, you better like, comment, and subscribe. Gosh, I hate it when people do that. Ugh. Anyways, another storyline they could go down is the Subspace Emissary from Smash Bros. Brawl. For those of you who haven't played the game, the main villains of this story included Ganondorf, Wario, Bowser, Rob, and the completely new character Taboo. The story isn't too complicated, but characters are slowly getting turned into trophies by previously mentioned villains, and as the game's rosters slowly get introduced, characters are paired up together to fight bosses and join up with the rest of the team. Pikachu teams up with Samus to fight Ridley, Diddy Kong teams up with Fox to fight Rayquaza, and Meta Knight, Lucario, and Solid Snake team up to face up an evil Peach and Zelda, just to name a few. A storyline that was told in a few words and prioritized cool team-ups rather than a story that could be adapted into a fun for all ages movie. But a version of this could still be very cool. I mean, just imagine this with voice acting in cinemas. Now, the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate storyline, if you could even call it that, is so plain and more of a reason for Sakurai to show off how cool Kirby is and have a gameplay loop that's fighting random battle after random battle. So skipping this, in my opinion, what a baseline for a Smash Bros. Movie could be is a story that starts by Master Hand plucking characters from the different movie universes the stars of the movies are from. Then it brings them to a new world where all the respective art styles meld into one that makes sense for the movie, and then a completely original villain like Galim from Smash Ultimate or Taboo from Smash Bros. Brawl appears, and chaos reigns. That there's enough of a sandbox for any number of things to happen, whether it's Nintendo's villains working together with a new enemy, or just another Smash Bros. Brawl fanservice type story to see Link and Mario team up. Whatever it is, like all crossovers, it will need to see the eventual friends start out as foes, like the countless number of times the Avengers go at it between each other, just like Subspace Emissary when Link fights Mario over a misunderstanding. So whatever form a Smash movie takes, let's just hope there's loads of merch to buy, as we all know there's nothing us Nintendo shills like more than giving them our money. So please, make this movie, Nintendo, and please release some movie-specific amiibo along with it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if I should make another one of these, diving deeper into what a Smash Bros. Movie could be like and what team-ups we could get. Anyways, till next time, see ya!